are you really ignoring some of Australia's biggest employers that say, as a result of these laws passing, they will have to lay off workers?
Well, there's claims, heated claims being made by some employer lobby groups who are determined opponents.
Yeah, but these are big businesses
same job,
themselves
same
as
pay
well. They're not
legislation.
just lobby groups. The likes of BHP, for one example.
Of course, if a business has been engaging labour hire workers on lower wages in areas like central Queensland, where mining workers have been working for year after year after year in arrangements that have undermined the collective agreements that have been struck at that workplace. So one group of workers on good arrangements supported by genuine collective bargaining, but been undermined by a strategy of employing people on contrived labour hire arrangements that undermine wages and conditions and put one group of workers in a very difficult position on labour hire, lower wages, makes it harder for them to buy a home, harder for them to look after their kids.
Yeah.
We are going to fix that. We are going to fix that situation up. It is not fair. And if you go to central Queensland or to the Hunter Valley, where these arrangements have been put in place, you talk to workers who have been, kept out of decent wages by these arrangements. The support for this in the community is so strong. In our big cities too, where we're not opposed here to labour hire arrangements. There are appropriate labour hire arrangements out there.
Yep.
That mean that employers can deal with surge capacity and all sorts of issues. But what this legislation will do is mean that people are paid fairly and equally and treated in a way that I think most Australians would agree is decent.
Sure, but if the unemployment rate goes up next year, in the next couple of months, as a result of this, that's something that you're willing to own?
The unemployment rate will move. It
hasn't moved in a long time.
We are delighted. We are delighted to see that not only is unemployment at historically low levels, but 620,000 jobs created under this government in the last 18 months.
Sure.
That is more than any other government in Australian history.
I know, but if these big businesses are saying they're going to lay off people, whether it's in the dozens or the hundreds, I mean, is that the quid pro quo? You're willing to accept that how it happens?
Let's not gloss over 620,000.
No, I'm not glossing over that, but I'm just saying if some of the biggest employers are saying, well, as a result of these laws, they're going to sack people, do you accept that that might be a reality and that's just the price you've got to pay for the greater good?
Well, some firms are saying that now, but in truth, we need to have a set of industrial relations arrangements that support equal pay, the same job, same pay arrangements.
Okay.
These kind of low road arrangements undermine productivity.
But what about the
undermine
casualisation?
Cohesive workplaces.
I mean, your government has talked about not wanting, really limiting the ability for small businesses to employ casual workers. That's been hived off to next year. Will you drop it now?
Oh, absolutely not. There will be. We are delighted with the progress we've made
Senate, though,
this year. At the end of the year, we will be engaging very directly with the crossbench and more broadly across the economy. Going to keep engaging with the employers and with the unions and with others on that other set of changes. You're quite right, and I'm glad you raised it. Those issues around casual conversion, giving more casual workers access to permanent work, and also much needed reforms in the gig economy that I think there is broad agreement, including with the majority of the new platform gig employers, that we need to see reform in this area. We will be back in the Parliament in February dealing with those questions. We've got agreement on the crossbench to do that. I'm just absolutely delighted that we've seen the Senate work really well this week. I'm pleased that we've had cooperation with the coalition to move through these important pieces of reform to deal with the High Court decisions in and make sure that we've actually got constitutionally safe legislation now to keep the Australian community safe. I'm glad we dealt with that early, and we've got the whole day now today to make sure
you've had
that we
enough
get
time
this reform right.
to gloat. We've got to cut it there. Thanks, Tim Ayres. Really appreciate your time.